right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining the West Jordan Youth Soccer Referee Forum for April 24th. I'm Jeff Daniels, West Jordan Youth Soccer Director of Referees. Appreciate you being here. We had some coach feedback this week we wanted to go over and a few shout outs. Thank you to all of you who were able to come and get your picture taken with the referee picture today. I will make sure that I get that out to you, and that'll be something that you can keep and remember that you were a referee at one point with a handful of your friends there. So I hope that's something that you will keep and treasure through your life, remembering these days. All right. So let's start just with a couple of things, and this is all common by now. So talked about the referee photo. If you still need your patch, and I did hand out a few tonight, but if you still need your IREF patch, please send me a message and I will make an arrangement to get with you so that we can hand that over, get you all squared away for that. For this Saturday, I do have two games, two positions that are still open. One is a U11 at 11:30, one is a U15 at 9 o'clock. At this point, if you have availability and it is within your rank to do so, then please go and sign up. I see Braden is drawing on the screen. All right. Okay. Any questions on any of these items? Okay. Now let's do some of the positive feedback that we got from the coaches. So for Caden R and Davis F, the coach said both refs were really good at calling offsides. They were also good at stopping the game if a player was down and injured. And that's just really good awareness to understand what's going on and being able to be in the right position to make the offside call. So good job to Caden and Davis. And then for Tad and Braden, the coach said this: my team played the ball back to our keeper, who then picked up the ball. I actually said to myself, this is the coach, call the foul. Instead, the ref allowed the play to continue, and one of the refs then went back to explain to my keeper that he cannot pick up the ball on a back pass. He used it as a teaching moment instead of calling a foul. Either way, I think would be a teaching moment. But in this case, it was a teaching moment where you allowed it to happen, play on, but then the next time you would have called it. So this is what we're talking about when you coach, for the laws of the game. When something like that happens, depending on the age group, is when you would want to step in and make sure that they understand what the rules are. So good job for that. And then finally, for Jaden D and Henry B, the coach said, I felt like the refs provided good feedback to the kids, especially when explaining to the keepers where they could go when they had the ball. So a lot of times for the younger kids, they don't know where to run. They don't know how far out they can go. They don't even know what they should do. So just that coaching on the field, very good job. Thank you to Jaden and Henry. All right. Let's go to the next one. Now here's some of the opportunities that we have. Again, offside calls, there were some that were missed. So if that is something that you are still unsure of, it's a good idea to go back and research that. Quite often there is a video that I put together on the YouTube channel that you could go back and review. There's also a lot of great resources on YouTube in general, or I'm a resource myself. So now that we're through 2 weeks, if I keep getting similar feedback to this for specific referees, I'll start reaching out directly and we'll just have a conversation. But for the most part, we're doing very well. But there's always opportunity to sharpen our skill with that. And we want to make sure that we're understanding what offside is, when to call it. Goal kicks. So on this one, what the feedback was that the referee actually told the goalkeeper on a goal kick to put the ball on the goal box line, with the 18-yard line instead of on the 6-yard box. So that's way too far out, and that's not the correct thing. So we want to make sure that we understand where the goalie needs to put those on goal kicks. When there is the play out line, you make sure everybody's behind it. if the goalkeeper decides to play quick, then they can. But just understanding that a goal kick is taken from that 6-yard box, not the 18-yard box. All right. Now on this next one, I have encouraged you all season long to be close enough to the play to be able to make the call, to observe, and to see what's going on. There were a couple times where, and I know that the ball moves fast and the play moves fast, and there were a couple times the refs were too close to the play and ended up getting hit by the ball or disrupting a play, being in players' ways. So it's a judgment on where you need to stand, and you need to be able to read and understand what's going on, so that you can be close enough, but not directly in the way. You don't want to be standing in the mud. You want to be standing on the side so that you can observe, but not get in their way. So it's a fine art, fine balance, but just make sure that we're thinking of that. Another opportunity where the referees blew the whistle and nobody stopped. And then they just let it go. It's like, it's too late. No, if you blow the whistle, play needs to stop. And so even if they keep going, what I have heard around the field is that the referee will blow the whistle again, but they'll do one long one again. What works more effectively is if you do a whole bunch of short ones, that just penetrates their brains a little more, and they realize that they need to stop. So it's a change in the sound of the whistle, and that's when they'll get it. Also, don't just stand there and watch them run off. If you've blown the whistle and you see that they're not stopping, run up there and interrupt the play. In that case, do get close enough to the play where you have to stop it, and then bring it back and make the call. Also, another piece that came with this is the referees blew the whistle, but then they weren't quite sure. This was in a dual ref situation. They weren't sure which referee was going to make the call. Now, remember who has authority there. It's on which half of the field that you're on. The one who's supposed to be closer to this goal needs to make it. The one who's supposed to be closer to this call has priority. You can both call, but the one who's on that side of the field or closest to the play is the one who has the deciding factor on it. You can get together and chat about it and then make the call. But if you're unsure, still stop play. Even if you decide, okay, there was nothing, do a drop ball. Don't just let it go, because you don't want to confuse people by, oh, the whistle's blowing, we don't actually need to stop. No, if you blow the whistle, stop play, make your call confidently. Even if it's admitting that we made a mistake, there's nothing, drop ball for the team that had the ball, and you go. Now, one note I want to point out with that is, on a drop ball, it's not like in hockey where there's a face-off, where there's two players standing there and they drop the ball and they start kicking each other. No, a drop ball means you drop it for the team that has possession of the ball, they get it, and then they go. You don't line them up together. It's one team gets the ball, the other team needs to be away, and then you drop it and then they can play. Any questions on that? Okay.
Do they have one touch only after the drop, or is it like 2 touches? Or
they can take the ball. They would be able to take the ball from there. All right. The last one is, and this will be on our agenda every single week for all time, I believe, is just blow the whistle louder. When we get to the statistics in a minute here, you'll see that we're doing very well. But always just keep that in mind. Don't ever let it start to slip backwards where you're not blowing as loud, because, yeah, the players are right in front of you and they heard the whistle, but that's not the point. The point is everybody needs to hear the whistle, even the parent that's at the farthest corner of the field. Make it loud enough so that everyone can hear, so that everybody knows you've made a decision, and then you make your big signal so that everybody knows what it is. All right. Okay. So I didn't get as much feedback from coaches this week. This is what I was able to pull out from it and present to you as a way to take your refereeing skills to the next level. Do you have any questions overall? Is there anything that you observed or experienced in any of your games the last couple of weeks that you'd like to talk about or ask about? Right. I can tell we have the all-stars here. Everybody's got it down pat, and that's great. Anytime you have questions about that, let me know. Okay. Now let's move on to statistics. You can see there's a lot of green on here, and that's really great. That means that we improved. The blue means that it stayed the same, and the red means that it did actually decrease. So our on-time percentage, one coach reported starting late. So that took our 100% down, but 96% over 2 weeks is really good. So let's just keep pushing for that and get this. It will obviously never be 100% again, but let's keep it as close to 100 as we can. Dressed in a full referee kit. I can tell from everyone showing up with the picture today that they do have their uniforms and they wear them with pride. That's great. Everybody's been fully dressed for every game that's been reported on. Congratulations. Pre-game inspection, we're definitely doing that. Pre-game coach introduction, this did go up by 3 or 4 percentage points. So good job on that. Let's just keep working on that. Shake the coach's hand. Say, hi, I'm the referee for this game. Pleasure to meet you. And then you can move on. Okay, now this next one I'm super thrilled about. For the first time ever in the history, I've been keeping these metrics. We are above 50% for halftime introduction to parents. Now, we still have a long way to go, but this did increase by 9 percentage points from last week. So thank you for all of those of you who have started doing that. And I encourage everyone else who's still nervous about it, please do it. I can't express it enough. It helps the whole situation where they understand who you are, what you're doing, and the great effort that you're putting in. Okay, starting the game on time. This one is tied to the other one, and we already talked about that. So yeah, always make the effort to be there and understand. Fouls called timely. This one did increase as well. Means that we were closer to the play. We did understand what we saw, and we did make a call. So good job there. Play outline enforcement this year has been outstanding. I haven't heard any complaints about it. It used to be one of my top complaints is that the play outline was not being enforced. So far this year, every single coach who's reported on it has been happy with the situation. Okay. Now the rest of these are all up. So let's celebrate that. Whistle loud enough, again, 86%. That is up. I'd like to see this even louder as we just work on that and gain our confidence throughout the season. Calls seen from the sideline, identical 86.2%. These are hand in hand. We talked about this last week as well. It's a confidence issue. Have confidence to blow the whistle loud and have confidence to make your signal, to make your sign. You're already, like I've said, you're already wearing the bright colored shirt. Everyone already sees you. So let them see you. Let them see you being confident, and let's get that percentage up even a little more. Close enough to the field of play. This is really good. And, you know, we'll just maintain this through the year and find that sweet spot between being too close and not close enough. Coaching provided on the field. You'll notice that in the feedback, the positive feedback from the coaches, so many times that's what they point out. They love it when you guys will coach their kids on the laws of the game. You know, goalkeeper, you need to be right here. I mean, you're not coaching them on strategy, kick it to that guy or that girl. You don't do that. What you do is you from this line or the throw in needs to look like this, or offsides. This is why you are offside. Do you understand that? Or I called the foul because your arm is extending out and you're pushing. Help them understand so that they can stop doing those things. Okay. And then I did not, again, generate the game reports percentage on this one. I will for next week. Everything with that the bugs seem to be worked out. So please go back through, put in your game reports, even though they've happened 1 or 2 weeks ago. I would just like to get that up. I do read every single one of those, and they help me know where we need to help our coaches and our parents improve. They are giving feedback on you. It's only fair that you give feedback on them. And also, the two questions, what did you do well and what can you improve upon? That helps you give feedback to yourself, just a moment of self-reflection to think about the job that you did. Say, yes, I did do these things very well. And I noticed that next time I need to work on this. And then you can do that. And it even gives you an opportunity to think about any questions you might have about refereeing or strategy or whatever the case may be. So take that opportunity with those game reports to provide that information. I would dare say it's more for you than it is for me, although it is very valuable for me as well. Okay, any questions on the statistics?
Is the game report like, are we supposed to be able to do it now? Because I haven't been able to see them for either weeks I ref, and I just went in and checked.
Okay, in a case like that, please let me know so that I can take a closer look at it. I see that many, many, many are able to submit those. So yes, by now you should be able to. If you're not seeing it now, I need to dig a little bit more. So if you wouldn't mind, just sending me an email with that explanation and specifically which game or games you're looking at so that I can dig in a little bit further on that and then perhaps work with Stack Official customer service to see what's still going on with that.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other questions? In fact, for that, I'll go to our questions slide. Okay. Is there anything that you've observed in your refereeing that about another referee or about yourself that you thought was done very well? Anything you'd like to shout out about another referee or just something that you've learned and uh, can see that you're doing better at? And that's fine. Okay, I had an AR that did a great job helping me call offside. Uh, and I assume that was Thomas that put that one in.
Yeah, that was me, Thomas.
Okay.
hmm
Yeah. Do you want to share a little bit more about that, or is that it?
Um, yeah, he just did a great job staying level with the second to last defender, and I was able to always just check back and forth with him frequently to make sure I was getting the offsides calls right, and there were some really close ones, so that really helped during the game. So, yeah,
Makes a difference, doesn't it? When you,
yeah,
as a center ref, know that you have those ARs that are super dependable. They know the rules, they know the laws, they know the positioning, and they're there to support you, right? That makes it a lot
yeah.
easier.
hmm
So from a center ref there, all of those of you who've been ARs, there's the confirmation that how valuable your job is. Anything else? All right. As I mentioned, send me notes and messages on any questions or comments or feedback for me that you have on how to make this work a little bit better. There's another question. Are the referee pictures free? Yes, I worked that out with the league. So they are doing that for us as the referees for free. So everyone who was there and wrote your name on basically anyone who was in the picture, uh, I will get your copy to you. It'll come towards the end of the season. So we might need to work something out where you meet me at the pavilion or something to pick that up because I don't want to miss you because my scooter's cool if ever any of you see me riding around. But even with that, it would be hard for me to get to every single game um, at the right time, at the right place. So we'll work on that, and that'll be in the last week or two of the season. But yes, certainly for free. All right. Final call for questions or comments. I think my final point here is each week we will have this opportunity to speak. So think of things when you're refereeing, on Saturday after you're done and you're thinking going through your game reports, what's a question that I might have that we could ask in the forum meeting. So that that will help you just take your skills to the next level. And that's what I'm here for, is to help you get there. Okay, appreciate everybody joining. I will put this on the YouTube channel. Last week's is already on the YouTube channel. So anytime that you'd like to go back and review the information here, it is available. I'll have this one up hopefully later tonight, if not in the morning. And I wish you all a great weekend. We will see a lot of you on Saturday, and have a great evening. Thank you.